Today, we're going to take you on an epic journey with the one and only Jetman, Yves Rossi. You might have heard of him, but if you haven't, let us fill you in. Yves is a Swiss pilot who's been making waves in the aviation world with his jet-powered flying suit. This guy is taking flying to a whole new level with a jet-powered suit that he built himself. Can you even imagine flying across the English Channel with just a jetpack strapped to your back? Well, that's exactly what Yves did. And he did it in style. He set a world record and made it look easy. We're going to give you an inside look at the story of the Jetman, the technology that powers the suit, and many other juicy details. Let's dive right in. Growing up, Yves Rossi was all about aviation. After finishing school, he went straight to the Swiss Air Force, where he flew some seriously cool jets like the Mirage, Tiger II, and Hunters. After that, he landed a job with Swiss Air and Swiss International, flying big planes like the Boeing 747 and carrying passengers all over the world. But Rossi knew that there was more to jet power than just flying big planes. He wanted to feel as free as a bird, so he built his own flight device, the wingsuit. It's a jetpack with carbon fiber wings and 4 jet engines. While he was still flying for Swiss Airlines, Yves got the brilliant idea to create a wing system. He intended to take off from a helicopter or plane, warm the engines up, and jump out with a parachute and open his wing. If anything went wrong, he could drop the wing and then safely land, since both he and the wing had parachutes, and even a float if flying over water. Flying with a jet-propelled wing was a whole new ballgame. To make this idea a reality, Yves had to start from scratch and learn everything from the ground up. He quickly realized that every move he made mattered. One wrong move of the head, and he could lose control because of the sensitivity of the machine. He ended up spending so much time on it that he decided to quit his job as a pilot for Swiss International Airlines and give his dream time and attention. After all of that hard work and dedication, Yves made some remarkable accomplishments. In 2006, he set a record by flying horizontally for 6 minutes straight, starting from Bex, Switzerland. But he didn't stop there. In 2008, Yves Rossi made history by becoming the first person to fly across the English Channel using a jet-propelled wing. He powered his way into the history books with an epic cross-channel flight and a smile almost as wide as his wingspan. That moment earned Yves the nickname Jetman and led him to become the well-known figure he is today. The then 49-year-old Swiss adventurer landed in an English field 22 miles from Calais 13 minutes after takeoff. The aviator flew up to 125 miles per hour after jumping from a Pilatus plane 8,200 feet above France. With the help of 4 jet engines on his single 8-foot wing, he proved that a man could fly like a bird with a little technological help. For his record-breaking flight, Yves Rossi retraced the same route Louis Blériot took when he flew the Channel in 1909, almost 100 years before. But unlike Blériot, who used a regular-looking plane and took 37 minutes, Rossi used a jet-propelled wing on his back and took only 13 minutes. Now that's progress. Louis Blériot was an intriguing and often reckless character. Many people thought of Blériot as a joke, since he had lost a fortune on a series of strange and dangerous planes. But the lure of a cash prize got his brain working. In 1909, Louis unveiled his most promising plane yet, a single-winged craft called the Blériot 11, powered by a 25-horsepower engine. Within 7 months, he was camped on the coast near Calais with his new reactions ready for a clear day of calm weather. However, life had other plans for Blériot. His pioneering flight was a close call to disaster. As he traveled at 40 miles per hour just 250 feet above the sea, low clouds made him lose visibility over the channel for approximately 10 minutes. Rain and strong winds made the situation worse and almost caused his engine to shut down. As he was close to landing, a gust of wind nearly crashed the aircraft. Despite a bumpy landing that damaged his propeller and landing gear, it was deemed a success and he was awarded his cash prize. Close call for the fellow. But back to our main man, Yves Rossi. For the few months before the flight, Yves had been working hard to perfect the design and performance of his wing by conducting test flights in wind tunnels and the Swiss Alps. The whole suit design resulted from 10 years of research and more than 15 prototypes, and is a mark of real passion. His wing was composed of a lightweight carbon composite material and weighed about 120 pounds with fuel, while being equipped with 4 straightforward kerosene-burning jet turbines to keep him soaring. To help him on his journey, Eve was geared up with a special suit, helmet, and parachute to protect him from the jet turbines that were mounted just inches away from him on the wing. He resembled almost a real-life Iron Man with jet turbines on his back. Talk about living on the edge. His wing had to be precise in weight and measurements because a tiny camera needed to be added to record his flight, and the additional weight could affect how long he could stay in the air. Who knew a camera could make such a big difference? That week, Rossi postponed his attempt twice due to bad weather, but on the 26th of September 2008, the skies over Dover were clear and sunny. Before taking off, he high-fived his crew inside the plane, did some final checks on his wing, and then jumped. His wingtips unfolded, the jets fired up, and there he went, soaring across the channel. Yves Rossi was in control with only a fuel lever to control the flow and an altimeter in his helmet that beeped at different heights. There were no brakes, no steering wheel or joystick, just a gentle head nod or arm move to steer. He was the plane, flying belly down like a boss. Minutes after his takeoff, the crowd gathered on top of the white cliffs of Dover saw him in the sky. Rossi made a few loops in the sky beyond the landing site before making his descent, deploying his parachute and landing next to the South Foreland Lighthouse. After landing with a bump, he waved and gave a big smile like he was having a blast up there. Yves had completed an incredible flight that was live broadcasted to 165 countries and covered by the media worldwide. Rossi became legendary, although in his opinion, he had only opened the door to the realms of possibility. Since that flight, Jetman has taken on many challenges and stunts. He attempted to break even more records, securing his spot in aviation history as the most creative and innovative flyer. In 2010, Yves Rossi upgraded his wingsuit and made 2 aerial loops after taking off from a hot air balloon. The next year, he flew over the Grand Canyon, and in 2013, he flew over Mount Fuji. These are just a few examples of the crazy adventures he's had over the past 15 years. Rossi became something of a global sensation in 2015. At that time, he moved to Dubai and partnered with X-Dubai, an extreme sports hub in the UAE, to form Jetman Dubai. Unfortunately, in recent times, he has cut ties with them. But the story of the Jetman is far from over. Rossi continues to pursue his passion and is working on developing the ability to take off in the wingsuit from the ground, which he refers to as HVTOL, for Human Vertical Takeoff and Landing. In a breathtaking video, Yves Rossi proved he no longer needs to drop out of a plane or helicopter to fly. Look at that. He can now defy gravity thanks to his new autonomous VTOL system, which appears to be an almost effortless way to fly. The weakness of Rossi's original stunning back-mounted wings was their inability to take off from the ground. With his new VTOL system, he has solved that problem. He now has enough vertical lift to fly straight upwards at up to 180 kilometers an hour thanks to 4 new, more powerful JetCat P550 turbine engines on the wing. Much more testing is required to ensure safety, but nonetheless, it is magnificent. The Jetman still enjoys flying fighter jets and occasionally flies commercial planes in Switzerland, where his delighted passengers describe him as incredibly humble and nice, smart, ambitious, and compassionate. It's amazing to see what one person can achieve with a little bit of innovation, hard work, and determination. Rossi's pioneering spirit and dedication to pushing the boundaries of human flight should always be admired. This is one of many inspirational stories in history of an average guy doing extraordinary things. The next one could be you. Till then, check out these videos.